Hello, I'm Jessica Ryan Keeney. I am the Department of Child Support Services attorney for two small Northern California counties. I've been practicing family law since December of 2009. What I'm about to say today is not legal advice. It's for educational purposes only. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them of an attorney, not myself, who can represent you and give you answers specific to your case. Having said that, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments below. If we do answer them, again, they will not be legal advice, but those questions often make for good topics for future videos. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how can I serve people? And you can serve somebody personally, you can serve them by mail, you can serve them electronically. Today we're going to discuss personal service and how to fill out a proof of personal service. Personal service is when somebody over the age of 18 and not a party to the case personally hands documents to the other party. Personal service is required when the initial documents in the case are being served. So in a family law matter, when a summons and petition are being served, or in a child support matter, when a summons and complaint are being served. Personal service is also required when you're serving other documents in the case and the respondent hasn't responded yet. So let's say you serve the respondent with the initial documents, the summons and petition. Respondent hasn't responded, but you need a custody order or you need a child support order. So then you go ahead and you serve respondent with a request for order. You need to personally serve that request for order. Now, there are some exceptions, and one of those exceptions is when the Department of Child Support Services is serving documents and they verified the address of the respondent. There are some other exceptions that we're not going to get into today, but your take home is that if respondent hasn't responded yet in the case, you need to personally serve any other documents you're filing in the case. So how do you effectuate personal service? Well, the party to the case doesn't actually serve the documents. They have somebody over the age of 18 and not a party to the case personally serve the documents. And that can be an adult child of the parties, it can be a family member of the parties, it can be a friend of one of the parties, it can be a registered process server, it can be a sheriff or marshal, it can be the next door neighbor. As long as they are over the age of 18 and not a party to the case, they can serve respondent, they can serve the other party with the documents. Now, sometimes respondent is going to have petitioner served with documents and may choose to have petitioner personally served. So other situations where somebody may be personally served is when there's not enough time between the date that the documents are being served and the date of the hearing to serve by mail, because the deadline to personally serve documents is shorter than the deadline to serve somebody by mail. Also, somebody may be personally served after judgment has been filed. Somebody may be personally served with a subpoena. Somebody may be personally served with a lot of different things. Basically, this isn't supposed to be an all-encompassing video about personal service. In the next part of the video, we will go over how to fill out a proof of personal service. Here is our proof of personal service. And let's fill this out. So up here in the title block goes either the name of the self-represented party and contact information, or the name and contact information of the attorney. In this situation, Mary Smith is self-represented. So down here where it says attorney for, we're going to put in pro per. And Mary Smith's address, 123 Main Street. Ideally, you would be typing this, not handwriting it. We're going to put the court information here. Oh, we need to put her phone number. And then the court information here. Then we need to put who the petitioner and the respondent are. The petitioner and the respondent are always going to be the same. The petitioner is the one who started the case. The respondent is the one who responded to the case. We need the case number here. Okay, if this is for serving documents associated with the hearing date, excuse me, then we would put the hearing date, hearing time, and department here. Now for the meat and potatoes of the document. So anyone over the age of 18 and not a party to this case can serve the respondent. So Mary can't serve the respondent. Mary can't serve Frank because Mary is a party to the case. However, Mary's mom can serve Frank. The adult child of Mary and Frank can serve Frank. Anyone over 18 not a party to the case can serve Frank. So let's go with Mary's mom. Oh, wrong name there. So this isn't where the person who served the documents, his name goes. This is where the name of the person who got served goes. So Frank goes here. Okay, now here is where we write down the documents that were served. Okay, so Mary is responding to a request for order that Frank served on her. She's serving a responsive declaration. I always like to put the hearing date as part of the document name so that we know for sure which responsive declaration was served. Let's say that the hearing date is August 1st. We're going to be sure to put that hearing date up here as well. Okay, here is where we put the information about what date, time, and at what address Frank was served. So let's say that Frank got served today at 10 a.m. and he got served at his job at Okay, now here's where we put a little bit of information about the person who did the service. So since this is Mary's mom, Martha, she's not a registered process server. And then we put her name, or the name of the person who did the service. And then her address. Then we need her phone number. And then she needs to declare under penalty of perjury that everything she wrote up above is true and correct. She's not a sheriff or a marshal, so she's not going to check this box. And then she needs to sign there. What I like to do when I'm filling out a proof of service is I like to fill out everything but the date, time, and location that the person was served. And obviously I don't put in this date and I don't sign for the process server, but I like to have pretty much everything filled out so that all the process server has to do is fill in the date, time, and location of service, the date that they sign it, and then go ahead and sign it. Makes their life a lot easier. So that's how you fill out a proof of personal service. Now that you know how to fill out a proof of personal service, go ahead, click the like button, ding the bell, subscribe, make sure that you get notifications when we upload future content. Thank you for tuning in yet again. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If we do answer them, they will not be legal advice, but they may be a topic for future videos. And if we do answer them, it will be for educational purposes only.